For Stockport to come tomorrow, a team that we've contested a lot of battles with in recent years, and it's going to be another really tough game, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they're obviously a really good football club who've progressed. Similar journey to ours. And at this level, they're a big club. They're getting bigger because they keep spending more money. But yeah, they've been built on the right foundations, a lot of stability, improvement to the ground, good training ground. And obviously the recruitment of players have been really good over a number of years, good manager. So yeah, it'll be a tough game.
They've lost some players in the summer, so have we. We've both brought new players in. Can you take anything from the two playoff games leading into Saturday?
No, I think they're a really adaptable team in terms of style of play, in terms of formations. They can be quite flexible. I think they've got a lot more players than what we've got. You know, we've had it not a complete overhaul, but you know we've had 14 new signings. I've watched a couple of Stockport games, and there's probably 2 or 3 that have been integrated. So you've got very similar defensive structure. You've still got Moxon, you've still got Norwood in midfield, you've still got Wotton, you've still got Diamond, you've still got Camp. So there's a lot of similarities to their team last year in terms of personnel. But listen, I think they're a well-coached team. I think, like I said a minute ago, good manager, a good club, and they'll be one of the clubs that want to build on last year and try and go obviously one step further.
It's 3 games, 3 wins for them so far. Obviously, it is a little bit of a different look squad, but are they sort of the same kind of team from what you've seen?
Yeah, I mean, I watched the first game against Bolton. I thought Bolton was unlucky. I thought Bolton played well in the game. And then they went a little bit different to us, where we've got a lot of new signings that are not fit yet and need game time. So their team selection on Tuesday was very, very strong, and we felt that we needed to make the changes that we needed to make. And when you make that many changes, obviously you want the results to go your way, but your priority is seeing certain things from your players and obviously getting them fit. So yeah, I mean, I don't think the Tuesday game or the week before will have any impact on this game.
How are we looking off the back of Tuesday? Obviously, Zach Obiora went off with an injury, didn't he?
Yeah, Zach's got lucky because we thought it was his ACL, but it's not his ACL, so that's a bonus. I think he'll be out for 10 to 12 weeks, which is not great, but where we thought he was, it's probably a positive. In case of everybody else, Sean Clare's trained today, so we have more or less the same squad as what we had last week against Wigan. But obviously we're a week more advanced. You look at the players that we've got, and who now got a little bit more experience playing for us. I think Simpkin's been outstanding since he's come into the building. Teo's getting stronger all the time. I thought Tyreek Baconson was our best player on Tuesday, and you're starting to see the real strengths of Karoma and Aaron Connolly. So step by step we're getting better, but this will be a big test for us in terms of, like, they're a good team, but we need to do basics well. Yeah,
where would you assess sort of where the squad is at the moment? Because a bit like last year, there is a process of getting everyone used to the way you want to do things, isn't there?
And for the outcome, for the end result, we're nowhere near. I've seen probably 4 or 5 new signings for 60 minutes in a game where Wickham made a lot of changes and there's no planning, there's no cohesion, which I get that. But for me, the biggest positive so far is, like I just said, we went from Huddersfield, where we were nowhere near, and then we put big building blocks in place where a lot of our players come through that game against Wigan having improved a lot, especially out of possession. We can get miles better in possession. But yeah, if we can get some fluidity in our pressing, in the way that we want to press, then it'll stand us in good stead, and when we can start putting the building blocks in place in terms of being more of a threat, being better in possession, having more control. But that's a little bit further down the line than where we are at the moment.
And you touched on it a minute ago, but Saturday for us and for Stockport as well, I guess, will be a good yardstick of where both clubs are at.
Yeah, I think it's more difficult for us because, like I said, they've played Bolton so far, which is a good yardstick, and we've had Huddersfield, which is a good yardstick, and we was nowhere near. So we're more of a team in transition than them. They're a lot more stable. But listen, we've still got players that can hurt them. I've no doubt about that, and we'll be good enough tactically on the day to cause them problems. But we're still finding a lot about what we can and can't do and what are our strengths, whereas I think that they're in a better place to know what their strongest way of playing is, and the way that they move. Like I said, they're quite flexible in terms of system changes. But it'll be a good game. They're a good outfit.
And lastly, I thought the fans were outstanding against Wigan last Saturday. There's still a few tickets available. What's your message to people who are at present due to be sat at home in the sunshine?
Yeah, I mean, why you would want to be sat at home in the sunshine when you can come to Brisbane Road is not even a choice for me. So no, get down, support us like you did. We've obviously got good memories of last season's playoffs against them. We also lost one of our own in the week, Martin Strong, who died. I hear we're having an applause in the 66th minute. So I'll be joining that applause. So if as many people as possible can come, obviously watch and support the team, but also pay the respects to Martin in the 66th minute, then they'd be much appreciated.